Hello, this is Pitch to Pod with WSL legends Nikita, ready for the run in Paris, and Jordan running rings around you knobs. Every week they bring you topics straight from the pitch, this podcast, as we discuss the biggest talking points in the world of football, the WSL and beyond. This week we are gabbing. We're going international and it's fun to stay at the WSL. Won't be singing that again. Right, first up, we've only gone and got Manchester United and England's Gabby George, who joined us from her car in a car park watching Baller League. Well, not quite. She's about to. Jordan, you just missed it, but Gabby is not. She's gone to watch Baller League with Chloe, but the one game that she's missing by recording this podcast is Chloe's game.
Oh, no.
I call it dedication.
Gabby.
Yeah, exactly.
That is dedication. You should have just been in the crowd. It probably would have been quite good entertainment.
I know. I don't think you would have been able to hear me. I'm like, what?
I always thought it was in. I mean, I should know this clearly because it's on Sky, but I thought it was in London tonight. But Monday night, fun. Do we know how Chloe's doing at the moment? Not in this game, but in the league. Is she doing all right?
I think they're doing all right. They're doing better than last year.
Oh, that's a good start.
What else have you been up to? Training?
Yeah, we've had an international break, so we've had a few days off, which has been nice. Spent it with the family. And then, training.
Nikita, I know you want to spill some beans, as per usual, on YouTube, what you know about Gabby, any dirt.
Excuse me.
No, that's Gabby. Don't worry. Nothing like that. No, I've known Gabby a long time now. I've known Gabby since she was about 15, 16 when she came into Everton. And I knew from the moment she came in against all of the senior pros, and she just came in and was like, I'm going to take my spot and I'm going to keep it. And she did. And it was amazing to see from such a young player, the confidence in her own ability. And she just grew from strength to strength. And look at the career she's had.
Well, I feel like they wasn't that happy when I first joined Everton, if I'm honest, because we'd lost a lot of big players. And I remember getting ready for one of the sessions and they were all like, so we've lost all of these players and we're just bringing in kids. And I was like, yep, that's me.
I was the second kid, so don't worry. We was literally kids. Like, you were 16, I was 19. And we were fighting our way through the WSL. Some weeks getting pumped, and everyone every week was like, don't worry, it's just a lesson learned, another lesson learned. I'm like, how many more lessons are we going to learn?
we got relegation and an FA Cup final in the same season.
Yes, Gabby, I always think back to that. I was like, what an FA Cup run. Like, that really saved us in that season because our league form wasn't great.
Good.
Well, Jordan, you can talk about being that kid once as well. Was it like, do you try
Long time ago now.
Yeah, no. Is it character building? Do you go in and try and like mess it with the big ones, as it were?
I think you've still got to have a bit of confidence about you. You know, I think how Keats just talked about Gabby there, like you still need a presence. I think you still want a kid to come in and, you know, I wouldn't say be cocky, but they need to believe in themselves. And obviously we talk about working hard, but yeah, you want to ease you in. But I think as soon as you get on the football pitch, you've got to have a little bit about yourself, because I think that's the reason why we see players still playing now. You know, because as a kid, they like grabbed it with both hands.
And I said it's character building. Gabby, when you look at some of the rubbish you've been through in terms of injuries, actually, I think last time that we had you in at Sky, you were just coming back from injury as well. Do you see these different points in your career and think, right, that helped me with this, that helped me with that?
Yeah, definitely. I think the injuries you never plan for, do you? I never thought that I would have suffered 2 ACLs. But yeah, I think it built me as a person. I think I was quite strong when I first went into Everton when I was a young kid, and I didn't really care about anything. I just wanted to play football. I think going through the ACLs helped me grow up a lot quicker than I wanted to. But no, yeah, they definitely build you as a player and as a person.
Right, the tough question now. Knowing that there's 2 attacking-minded players here. Do you think defenders get judged fairly or they're judged by attackers' mistakes, Gabby?
No, I think they do get judged fairly, to be fair. I think obviously your forwards, they take all the limelight, don't they? You just do your job and you've got to do your job and be good at it. But they could have the worst game in the world and score one goal and the man of the match. That's what gets me.
Oh, Gabby, we've had that discussion on
We
things
have,
that we
we
want to
have.
change about football. We've had that one.
It's all stats, isn't it, these days?
All stats. All stats.
Keats loves the stat, don't you?
Well, I love a stat when it goes hand in hand with a good performance. I don't love a stat when you play horrific for 75 minutes, touch the ball 3 times, but score a tap in and you're man of the match.
Yeah. I agree.
think, wow. Football needs to change in that way.
I've got so many more questions I want to ask you about defending and a high press and other things. But Jordan, feel free to ask a question.
I think, no, I was going to talk about United. Obviously, you've been in Champions League and then last 3 games are obviously some big ones. How have you found, like the team and morale and everything over the last few weeks?
Yeah, no, I think it's been a tough few weeks for us. But I think whenever I used to play Champions League and I'd never experienced it, I never really got what the hype was. Obviously, I've seen the men's side, but now I've played Champions League, it's like, it is the best thing ever. I think I've had my most minutes this season in the Champions League. And yeah, it's good to play against teams from like different countries and experience different things. But I think, yeah, the Bayern games were tough games for us. And a learning curve because it's the first time that we've experienced Champions League on that level. We played PSG a couple of years ago in home and away, and then that was it. So it's the first time that we've done it, and I think we've learned a lot from it.
Well, you pretty much breezed your Champions League phase up until the Bayern games. Like, your performances in the games prior to that were top. Like, coming out winners against Atletico Madrid twice, not just once in a Champions League campaign. What was the difference between playing like an Atletico to then playing like a Bayern?
Yeah, I think Atletico, they're more like tiki-taka and typical Spanish football, and I think we had a game plan and we stuck by that, and it worked because I think the first game when we played them in the group stages, we was down to 10 men, but we got off to a good start, so we was able to defend well. I think Bayern, I'm not sure. I think we did go toe-to-toe with them. The first half in the second leg, I think we played really well. Probably one of the best performances that we've had. But then second half, they kind of grew into it and they scored, obviously, the goals what took them through. I couldn't pinpoint exactly. I think Bayern were just more structured and more physical in terms of like they could go toe to toe with you in like your physical battles and your duels and stuff, and they had obviously very good players that took the chances on the day. I think we had a good few chances in the first 45 that could have made it a different game, but yeah, they took the chances when they needed to.
Do you think the experience of like a Bayern being in Champions League consistently helped them with like the mental capacity of knowing when to stay in the game, when to take the chances, how to kill the game when necessary? Because ultimately Man United have only qualified for the Champions League twice. You talked about the first time against PSG, then going out early, and now this second campaign has been a much more fruitful campaign for it. Do you think the more consistently you get at finishing in the latter stages of the Champions League can only help?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's definitely an experience thing. They're obviously in Champions League year in, year out, near enough. And like you said, that was our first proper go at Champions League, and we got to the quarters, which is good, but I think we wanted to do better, of course. I think like I said, we played well in the first 45, so it was just doing that for the whole 90 minutes, and I think gaining that experience throughout and the players getting the experience, because I don't think there's many of us that have played consistently in the Champions League, so I think that will just help the teams grow and taking them experiences and building on from them.
No, I was actually thinking when Keats was talking then, and Gabby said about the aggressiveness of teams, and obviously, even getting to a quarter final, you're coming up against some of the best, aren't you? It's not easy, and it's sometimes just about who takes your chances. But whenever I played against United, like the dark arts that yous would do to, can I say piss players off? Piss players off. Like yous were so good at it, like tugging shirts, like if the ball's on the other side of the pitch, like getting your body in the way, and like I just think it was brilliant. Like I think more teams should probably do that, because it absolutely drives you mad, because no ref sees it, but it's so clever. It's really clever for that to happen in games. So I was just thinking about that when you were talking.
Yeah, I think we love a dark art, don't we?
So annoying.
I would not be surprised if Mark's gonna add you practicing certain things in training.
You know who's the best at that? Aoife Mannion.
Yeah, oh, top door. Honestly,
Top.
if there was a player that personified dark hearts, it's Aoife Mannion. Honestly.
Why?
Because
You
the
know
way...
John.
No,
Yeah,
I was gonna
Jordan.
say, in five-a-side, she's the craziest person. It's like we have training and then five-a-side comes and Aoife's like next level. Yeah, next level. And I'm like, what happened?
You can
Yeah.
tell she came from Birmingham City. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that.
I do miss her a lot.
Yeah, she was a top player, top person. Just
Yeah.
so fun. That's what you don't expect from Aoife. She is just
No.
so... when you speak to her, she just educates you. She's a top person. And then you get on the field, you're like, whoa, that's just an alter ego over there. Like, what's happened? Oh, what a girl.
You must have seen loads of players like that, though, who are completely different, mild-mannered, and then see them on the pitch and like, where did that come from? I'm looking at you, Nikita.
Yeah,
You know, Nikita is exactly who she is off the pitch,
Yeah.
Competitiveness. Yeah, man, I'm off the Richter scale when it comes to competitiveness.
And
I'll give you
you
that.
can hear Keita before you can see Keita. When I was at Everton
Everyone
and I
says the
first
same
went
thing.
in, you could just hear the same thing. Then I went back to United and I was like, she hasn't changed. One bit.
Oh, welcome to our world. That now you've tasted Champions League, clearly you want more of it. And the top three, even if we all think, oh, it's done with Man City at the top now, but that race with the top three, to go down to potentially that last game of the season, winner takes all against Chelsea. Do you thrive on, I know there's games between now and then to get to that stage, but do you thrive on moments like that?
Yeah, I think it's exciting, isn't it? Like, it's what we've wanted the league to be. Sometimes it was done by like April, and everything was set in stone, but now you're still fighting for something, which is a key thing for us. And I think at Manchester United, yeah, we want to play Champions League. We've had a taste of it now and it's something that we want to do, but yeah, we're going to have to put in the performances to get that.
Spurs first, who we know, well, we don't know. Kind of, they've had those moments this season where you've gone, what's happening? It's live on Sky. You can watch it, Spurs Manchester United this weekend. To go and get the 3 points against Tottenham, is that minimum now? Are you doing the old, it's a cup final between now and every game, between now and the end of the season? And does the Champions League help with that?
I think nothing changes because every game we're always going to want to win. Like, we never train, and we don't train this hard to go into games and want a draw or want a loss. We always want the win. I think we've had difficult games against Spurs this season, at the back end of last year and in the Subway Cup. They were tough games, and I think they're well organised and well structured. We know Marty and Lawrence really well, and they're very good at their jobs. So it's going to be tough, but I think every game in this league now is tough. Even if you're playing against bottom of the league, it's never a walk in the park. And I think that's what makes the league so exciting.
Yeah,
What a game the last one was between you and Spurs in the league.
Yeah.
Was it 3-3?
It's something crazy like that. I think it was 3.
it
I think we was like 2-0 down or 3-0 down, and we brought it back.
for you guys to come back was
Yeah, that was
really
incredible.
good. Yeah, it was a great comeback. And that might help with the psychological edge. I know it's going to be away to Spurs, which isn't an easy ground to go to, but, you know, they'll always have in the back of the mind that you as a United team can score goals and come back.
Yeah.
That ability to come back is not easy.
Yeah, I think that's what we're pretty good at. Like, I think sometimes when we're down, we're never out, and we have that fighting spirit. So, yeah, hopefully we don't need that this weekend. That would be nice, but
More plain
you
sailing.
never know.
Where's Aoife Mannion when you need her? Eh? Extra margins. Talking of goals. You scored in last year's World Sevens. How are you looking forward to it this season? All in the UK, GTEC Brentford. It's going to be a slightly different tournament because I loved all the kind of mix of teams that we saw last year, as it were.
Yeah, I think last year it was really good because we had the sun. We had a bit of fun in the sun at the end of the season, and we played against teams that we'd probably not played against before. So yeah, it was exciting. I think the World Sevens is always fun. It's like a 7-a-side tournament, isn't it? And was it 5? 7 or 5?
7.
7. We have World Sevens. Or cut that.
Nah, no, don't cut it. Don't
It's
cut
in.
it, please.
It's in.
That was a Jordan moment. That was
It
a
was.
Jordan moment.
It's because I'm in
I can do the voiceover, Gabs, if you want.
Go on then, Jordan, do it. Take it away.
Is World Sevens with 5 or 7 people?
I just
Love
dubbed
it,
that over the
guys.
top.
I love it.
Did you
Leave
Got
it
you
score
back,
in
Gabs.
last year's tournament? Yeah.
No, but yeah, it's exciting because it's fun to just play 7-a-side and you just feel like a little kid again, like when you used to play back in the day, and there's no tactics, no nothing. You're just out there having fun. So yeah, it's exciting, but it would have been nicer in the sun, I'm not gonna lie.
The celebrations look good.
Yeah, we used to
And
practice
the
our
walkouts.
walkouts. I think
Yeah.
instead of tactics, we did walkouts instead.
Villa are in, aren't they? Is it? They've been announced already, haven't they?
Yeah, Villa, West Ham, us, and Spurs.
Oh, sounds like a whole WSL.
Just, yeah.
I know, it's just our season put into a small season.
What was that mini season that we did that time? What was that
Spring
called?
series.
Spring series. Reloaded 2.0.
We
Yeah.
actually won the
I-
WSL 2 Spring Series, so I'll never forget.
Another trophy to the cabinet.
Yeah.
Where is that one? Where do you keep your trophies, Gabby?
My mum has some, and I have some. So just on my table next to my fire. Yeah.
Yeah, I never get to keep mine because I never won any. Right, we've got to let you get back to Chloe Kelly. Enjoy this weekend.
Thank you.
Let us know when you can next come back on and when we can keep you away from something and you're in the car. But apart from that, it is lovely having you back on. Sure you don't want to share anything else about Nikita before we let you go?
No, she was my roommate in Marbella, and we go way back, so I've got nothing funny to say.
I want to know
Sisters
about
for life.
Marbs. Yeah.
She was getting ready to leave me.
Yeah, what's that? That's so true. Gabby
Oh,
was
just
found on
one
board in
week
mobs,
grooming.
actually.
Yeah.
One
That's what
week-
it did.
1 week rooming, then we went back in for the rest of pre-season. I went into the change room one day. She didn't even tell me. I just got off. I was like, right. I thought we were friends. Everyone was like, where's Keys? I was like,
She
might be
texted
sick.
away to you. And then on the motorway. Said it's a long drive, Gabs.
On that note, hang up on her.
Legend. I
Hang
know.
up on her. Gabby
Legend.
George, good luck for the rest of the season and thank you
Thank
for
you.
coming on. Absolute
Thanks,
wonder.
Gab.
See you,
Thank
Gabs.
you.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey. Gabby George joining Nikita. I just moved my chair in then. I was getting serious. Sorry. I knocked everything else. Nikita Parris and Jordan Nobbs are still here being professional. I'm not. This is Pitch to Pod. Thank goodness someone is professional, that is. Gabby is a ray of sunshine, a bundle of joy. Sounds like she's a fun teammate to have, Nikita.
No, she is a great girl. We've been friends for a long time now, and I think, she's had it tough, but one thing about Gabby is her persistence, and she's overcome so many challenges. And now she's performing at the top level, Champions League, consistently with Manchester United at the top of the WSL, and she deserves it all.
I meant to say, Jordan, about, England and Gabby. When we see someone like Taylor Hines makes the move, gets that consistency, a lot of Umoy just biding her time, consistency and getting in. Do you think someone like Gabby would benefit the national setup again?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think, unfortunately, injuries has not helped her with the Lionesses. It is such a killer. I mean, especially when there's changes of managers and things like that and squads, it's tough when you get big injuries like Gabby did. But I think there's always a space, especially for her type of area, especially because she's left-footed. I think that gives her a massive bit of the opportunity where if you never know what's going to happen. She's kind of got that added edge, which not many players give. So I think she just needs to keep her head down and have that consistency. But I think in that area, especially a left footer, I think there's always a slightly big opportunity to be looked at.
Left foot, right foot. Let's talk England then. Do we really want to go back over the second half at least? England against Iceland. Oh, it got a little bit nervy, didn't it? Or was that just me? You two sat watching from the sidelines thinking, oh, but they won it. I guess that's all you can do, really.
Yeah, and that's ultimately what they set out to do. Before the game is take the 3 points. Sometimes it's not pretty. We've seen that in the game before that against Spain. A different type of performance, a dominant defensive display against Spain, and they came out victorious in the end, although they was put under a lot of pressure. I mean, Hannah Hampton in the second half of the Iceland game.
Just a wall.
Honestly, like, keepers can win your games, big moments, and throughout that Spain game, she was probably getting a little bit bored at times because she wasn't really seeing many big chances being created like we saw in the second half against Iceland. But when she was called upon to make a save, she did so, and I think in both games she can be proud of her performance.
I think with the Lionesses as well, there's always a little dip at some point. I don't think you can ever just go game after game winning 4-0. Oh my God, we were amazing. I don't think that, well, it never happens anyway, but I think it's always a bit healthy to just have that reality check of, oh, we could have lost some points here. So I don't think it's ever a bad thing to happen or have these moments, especially when you still get the 3 points and you get the job done. You can just learn from the mistakes, really.
And it's a tiring part of the season, right? Domestically, you're right in it physically and mentally, especially when, in all likelihood, these players playing internationally are also challenging for stuff elsewhere. To then have back-to-back games, go to Iceland, looked a little bit chilly towards the end too. The pitch started to kick up a bit. They're never easy games, are they?
No, and that's the hard thing about playing both club football and international football, the scheduling. It's tough. It's tiring on the body mentally more than physically most of the time. And, it's about getting the job done. And I think if the Lionesses would have came away from that game with a draw against Iceland, they would have been so disappointed because of the effort they put in against Spain to get the 3 points and put themselves in a great position within the table. It would have been really disappointing to drop 2 points. But I think job done. Now they can dust themselves off, maybe have a day or two before the league, but they're back in preparations for the league, and that's just the way the schedule goes when you play both international and club football. And I think you thrive off that though, because when you no longer play internationally, you honestly say to yourself, how did I do it? You know what I mean, George? Like,
No, I know, because that's what we've always done. And yeah, you do look at it now and you think, God, they're like another game, another game, another game. And I guess you kind of realize when you're out of it, especially like as you get older, you're like that break is healthy. It's healthy for the mind and for the body. So yeah, the girls are absolute troopers, and the games just come so thick and fast. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, it is mad. But even at youth level, like we played a lot at England youth. Like we went away to tournaments, like things like that. It's never ended.
That's where I know we talk about the winter break eventually when there are more teams in the league and we all want more teams and we all want more games. But that's so key to have that little break over the winter period, as is the name, winter break. It's like the World Sevens. Who'd have thought? It's so key. Anyway, Wales 1, Albania 0. Sophie Ingles, 150th international appearance.
Yeah,
There is
brilliant.
someone with a motor on her, right?
Brilliant.
Machine.
Absolute
So good.
machine. Wales, 10 points from their 4 games. They're behind Czech Republic on goal difference, but that sets up that Cardiff game we were talking about, the final game in the groups. Northern Ireland boss Michael McCardle, 2 wins from 2 from his first, and Scotland maintained their unbeaten record as well. They're top of Group B4 in World Cup qualifying as well. That was a goalless game in Belgium. I know they would have wanted to go and get like a big win in Belgium, but to come away with a draw, I still think is a great result. Right, WSL is back. Da bang, 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 bang. It's back with a bang. But how are you doing, Jordan? We kind of didn't mention results didn't go your way.
I mean, feeling okay. I guess technically it's not over. Technically, is it? It's obviously in the other hands of other teams, but yeah, it's just killed us. We've just had too many draws against teams that we should have beaten. We've had that unfortunate 70% possession and coming out with a 1-1 draw. Teams being in deep blocks, it's been tough and just needed a bit more ruthlessness. But yeah, we're learning. Everyone's still learning at the moment, and I think it's still 2 big games that we want to show where we can still finish in the league.
I always think it's tougher, right? And I don't know whether you see it like this, but Newcastle United carries such a big name, and you've brought quality players in, a bit like you at the LCL too, Nikita. And so the opposition, I would imagine, raise their level as well. And when they come to you and there's a big crowd there, vocal crowd too, you are fighting the low block, as you said, but you're fighting everyone just fighting that bit extra against you. I imagine draws are inevitable, right? At some stage. I don't know how you turn that.
Yeah, you've just like I'm 33, and you've had to even think about how to change your game and the way you play. Due to I don't know, it's a lot more long ball and the kind of dark arts of time wasting and things like that. And it's fine because every team's doing it to win. I don't judge that, but it's something that you've had to quickly pick up on and learn from. That if you do get a chance, you need to take it, because if a team's drawing, they're already in the 60th minute happy with the draw, and I guess it's just learning from that. It's at the end of the day, it's still been down to us not scoring enough goals. I think our XG's been ridiculously high, but we've not been scoring enough. So yeah, learning points.
There was that phase at Manchester United when you were there, Keats, too, and you were drawing a few goals, and you just thought, if that just turns, then how everything then closes up, doesn't it? You're thinking of titles, not just top 3, as it were.
Yeah, for sure. And I think throughout my time at Man United, and also Manchester City, to be fair, we lost the league by maybe a point, goal difference, and that's a tough place to be in. But you know what's so frustrating, George? Do you ever think like, we're coming up against a team, and last week it was an open affair, like the team won 4-1, or it was just end to end, and you come and they play you, and it's a far back with 3 in front and then 2 and you're like, well, what happened? We've just practiced all week for the 4-3-3 because you've been playing it all season. It's just, yeah, and that's just the way it is. It can be. I mean, teams will do anything to either protect a result or to win, to gain a result. And I think, yeah, it's so frustrating when you're coming up against a low block, because even if you do penetrate a team and get in behind, then you still got 2 more people to beat. And it's like, where did that person come from? It's like, no matter what you're doing, even if your sequences look good and you're doing, sometimes it's just very difficult to break down a block, especially when that's what they've been practicing the whole week, and you haven't anticipated that this is going to be a low block time.
Do you just have to go over and over it in training? Is that where your I can't remember what you call it. It's not your B team, but the team aren't starting that week. You've got to try and get them to replicate that low block and how you get past them. Or you just
can
can't.
a bit, but you don't. Like, it's easy to set up, say, a training session where they're in a team's in a low block, and then you're just getting given a ball in to then attack. But it's still not that easy, because it's sometimes the ball's at your goalkeeper, and you've still got to build your way up and drop them a little bit deeper. But yeah, it's not. It's hard to even train it. It's hard to train them fine moments and margins where it opens a little door for that opportunity for a goal.
Low block's less about tactics and more about psychology, because a team that's willing to give up the ball and protect space and goal for 90 minutes without switching off is very difficult to beat. And a team, you can practice it against within a team, but if your mentality is not low block, you're going to open a door somewhere, and good teams find that door. But sometimes when a team is so diligent in like England against Spain, so diligent in the way, and they force you to make passes, they force you to go for the 1v1, but they always have backup and cover, and then ultimately your keeper comes up with great saves, great moments. It can be very difficult and frustrating, because no one ever thinks about, it's all good having the ball and attacking, but the frustration that builds when it doesn't come off every time you're trying something, and you're thinking, how has that happened and how are they doing that? The frustration in you that starts to build. It's all about the mental side of it.
Yeah. I'm geeking out right now, but I would also like to know how you trigger a high press. But we'll do that another time, if that's all right. Just for me, no one else.
Low block and high press don't
Oh,
go together.
my
They just
God.
don't go together.
It's like the perfect date weekend.
Go from a far back to a free up top.
I'm
High
in
press
heaven right now.
covering 60 yards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't cover 3, let alone 60. So WSL back this weekend. These two are looking forward to it. Is there anything else you'd like to share with me before I kick you off the chat? I'm not actually kicking you off the chat. I don't have that power. No? Good. Right, that's it for this week's Pitch to Pod. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Nikita. Thank you, Gabby. WSL back. Brighton Manchester City is live on Sky Sports Football Saturday. All 3 of the 12 p.m. kickoffs are on Sunday on Sky Sports Football and Plus 2. Jordan's WSL 2 with Newcastle back this weekend too. Newcastle take on Bristol City home Sunday, 2 o'clock. Be there. And if you have a question for Nikita or Jordan, get in touch using the Get in touch using the hashtag Pitch to Pod. Who knows, they could be answering it on this show if I let them, if I'm not just talking about low block or high press. What else would I like to talk about? Triggering the high press. Yes, definitely. All right, next time. That's reason to tune in, isn't it? Bye. Goodbye.
Have you been on your B license?
Oh,
I
can you
feel
imagine?
like I'm going crazy.
We'll go now. Bye.